In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Hohem iSteady Mobile Plus gimbal. Now, this gimbal is not new. It's actually been around for about 3 years. But in today's video, I do actually want to show you some gimbal techniques for smartphone mobile filmmaking, especially while using a device like a gimbal. So I'm also going to be covering some features of the Hohem iSteady Mobile Plus gimbal as well, such as its case that it comes with. Love it. It's slim, compact. You can easily put it in a backpack, and it comes with a little tabletop tripod and a USB-C charging cable. Now, the features out of the way, let's get right into the tutorial. And by the way, I'm shooting with an iPhone 14 Pro Plus or Plus Pro, whatever they're on right now. So I wouldn't recommend using a phone any larger than this, especially if you're using a case. Okay, onwards with the tutorial. So here we are in this really beautiful location. I'm shooting on an iPhone 14 Pro Plus, Plus Pro, whatever the largest one is, right? And we're on the Hohem iSteady Mobile Plus. A little tip here with phone gimbals, I do suggest shooting in the widest field of view. But with gimbals in general, because of this motor that you see here in the shot, we're gonna add a slight tilt to just get rid of that motor. There we go. And then we're gonna use the joystick on the gimbal and tilt up. Now my gimbal is off-centered simply because my 360 cam is off to the side, but I do have a strong grip on this gimbal, so it should be all right. Right now we're in pan follow mode, and I'm just gonna walk heel to toe, nice and slowly. Now in pan follow mode, you're not gonna really get any tilt. You're just gonna get pan, but you're gonna get beautifully smooth shots. And because we're shooting in wide angle mode, this helps out a lot with stability. Now we're gonna do the same exact shot, but with a more narrow field of view. You can see that we're no longer in that wide angle. And as soon as we start zooming in on the shot, you might see more vibrations, but because Hohem actually makes pretty decent gimbals, we're not gonna see too many vibrations, but it also has a lot to do with the skill. So if you take a look at my grip, very firm grip. I usually like to use 2 hands. The more pro you get at using gimbals, you can actually start using 1 hand and actually perform better with 1 hand. So I'm walking heel to toe under this cool, angelic gateway. I don't know how you want to call it, but heel to toe. I'm really focused more on the framing on the iPhone than I am my surroundings. But it also depends on how dangerous your surroundings are in general. You always, if you're shooting by yourself, you always want to be spotting around for like rocks or anything like that. So, and I'm beside a lot of cacti right now, so it can get pretty dangerous. But you can see that I'm just pacing myself and I'm not breathing too heavily. When you breathe, your whole body expands and you start seeing a lot more movement and vibrations in your shots. Think of your body as a shock absorber, a giant shock absorber. That's it. And when I walk, I keep my form tight like a ball, and you can really just see how beautiful the shots can come out with this gimbal when you have that technique down. Now we're gonna add some tilting, and I'll show you what I use for my technique in those tilting shots too. Now we're back with the wide shot simply because this is a beautiful landscape and I just wanna get as much of this beautiful greenery as possible. So again, I'm gonna tilt the gimbal slightly forward. I'm going to enable pan tilt follow mode. So I'm gonna hit the mode button on the gimbal. As you can see, we now have tilt and pan. You can always use the joystick to adjust to get out of that motor's way. And check this out. We're gonna tilt up. We're gonna start tilting up just a little bit. And as we move into the shot or dolly in, we're gonna start slowly tilting forward. And that's called the tilt and drop. And boom, we're gonna get that beautiful, beautiful shot. That subtle tilt can do quite a bit. Now, one technique that I really love using is actually getting close and connecting with the ground. So sometimes you'll notice that I scrape my feet or my shoes against the ground, especially if you're on dirt, because this allows you to actually slide instead of just stepping. So this makes your shot even smoother. That's one little hack for you that I actually haven't uncovered in any previous gimbal tutorial that I've shot. And lastly, I want to talk to you about POV mode, which is actually my favorite. Actually, my favorite mode is PF or pan follow mode, but POV mode is really something special that is actually quite common in gimbals, but I just want to show it to you anyway, because when you're in this mode, cool things happen. There we go. That's POV mode, also known as the Dutch angle. Now we want to be a little bit careful because of this motor right here. So again, I'm going to tilt forward just a little bit, use the joystick to adjust. And now we can do a moving Dutch angle. Really keep your elbows tight into your sides. I'm going to adjust a little bit more with the tilt. And check this out. And we're just going to slide against the dirt and come in with that Dutch angle. Boom, so beautiful. So cool. And you can always go backwards. That's always going to be more tricky because you don't really know where you're going. But consistency with the turn, hard grip, firm grip on the gimbal, and you're gonna get beautiful results without using any slow motion. So overall, my experience with the iSteady Mobile Plus has been very positive. I love the fact they incorporated a quarter 20-inch mount both on the side of the gimbal and on the phone holder, so it just allows you to mount a light and other accessories too. Like I added 360 cameras to capture the BTS footage, so that's really, really helpful. If you're interested in this gimbal, check out the link down below. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.